Good morning. How y'all doing? Hopefully well. I'm doing okay, better than I was yesterday. That's for sure. My mosquito wounds are chilled out, so I'm feeling much better today. That was pretty whack. Sorry, that was pretty whack, man. Getting bit like attacked like that by mosquitoes, man. That's never happened to me the entire existence of my life here on Earth. So the mosquitoes are definitely a little more gnarly nowadays than they used to be because I've never been attacked like that before. Man, I'll say one thing. There is times where the internet is useful, okay? And yesterday was one of them because that's where I learned about the baking soda and water trick for mosquito bites. That pretty much saved my ass yesterday. So I got 189 days, no boost. Yay on me. So let's do this. Woke up the last few 3 or 4 days. I think I've been waking up. My shirts have been sweaty, all sweaty. My body's fighting something. I don't know what it is, but last few days I've been waking up sweaty, and it's not like overbearingly hot. So my body's obviously fighting something. Not sure if allergies, if your body sweats during allergy season, or maybe it's the mosquito bites. I'm not sure. That's all I had yesterday. One over. Hi, Ma. All right. So I maintained pretty good yesterday, and that was off. Yesterday I took the day off yesterday due to my mosquito attack, and did pretty good. And I was having a hard time falling asleep last night, though. I think it was pushing midnight, and I finally fell asleep. I was flopping around forever. Wow, it's amazing. I didn't notice those mosquitoes biting me that whole time. Goes to show when you're focused on something, you get tunnel vision, man. Like had tunnel vision working on that bike. I was so fixed on that bike. I had to keep my train of thought like, really sharp because when you're working with 72 volts of electricity, you don't want to make a mistake. Trust me, you don't. But I mean, it paid off. My bike's running pretty good. It's just as fast as it used to be. It does over 40, pushing 50 at times. So I'm pretty happy that worked out. It's nice to have my e-bike back because majority of my commuting will be done with that just to save the gas money, And that just saved me getting that together. Just saved me $200 a month. And the kit itself only costs $250, so in about another month and a half it'll be paid for. It'd been done paid for itself. And then some, possibly. Uh, I feel pretty good. Now the name of the game with these is you have to not touch them. Just don't touch them, because as soon as you start touching them, touching the bites, they start wanting to itch again. So just gotta avoid it. So right now they're not really itchy. Damn mosquitoes, man. Fuck. They got me that time, man. Fucking. So yeah, I was right before I went to bed. I went through the whole place with that zapper tennis racket, and managed to catch a couple of them. Maybe it was just a couple, a few of them that got me, and they just kept biting me over and over and over throughout the night because my legs were exposed. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a possibility. They could have just one or two or three mosquitoes could have just been biting me over and over and over, being little pigs. 189 days, no boost. So we got half a year under the belt easily. Yep. I'm glad. I'm so glad. It's nice to be back. You know. still, still need. I'm still lacking motivation though. I mean, that's the difference between me being off boost and then being on boost at first. Okay. At first, you have excessive energy from boost. Okay, excessive. So you're doing shit. You're getting shit handled, right? Like big time. I mean, you're really getting shit handled, and then that runs out. Okay, and then you start having major problems because then without it, you can't function. It gets to a point that you're not getting that rush anymore. You're not getting that boost that it gave you in the beginning. Now you're just using it to get by, just to maintain, normal. Then after you've been maintaining for a few months, the shit doesn't really work anymore. You start burning out, even though you're still taking it. You're still burning, and you start getting health issues and stuff. It's a 3 cycle stage. At first, a burst of energy for a few months off of it. Then your dopamine runs out. So that's all it is. It's tricking your brain into releasing dopamine. That's how you get that rush. That's what it is. Okay. So then you run out of dopamine. And now the shit's not firing like it used to. And you start actually losing energy because you're burnt. You used up all your dopamine, and you're unable to enjoy normal things that you used to enjoy in life. It just doesn't do nothing for you because your dopamine runs out, and that's what makes you get them feel good feelings. So you run out of dopamine. You're still doing dope. It's not working. You're getting healthy. It runs your immune system down. So then you start breaking down, and that's how it ends up with that stuff. It could take anywhere from 6 months to a couple of years for it to get to that point, but it just depends on how good the dope is and how much of it you're taking. What kind of system do you have? You know, what else you got going on top of doing the dope? It has a factor in how long it takes to run you ragged. You know, but that's a cycle, 3 cycle phase: boost of energy, maintaining, and then burning out and deteriorating and getting sick. That's how it works. For me, it takes a couple of years for it to get to that burnout, fall apart stage. It took each run I've done took a couple of years, I'd say 2 to 3 years. I think if you're getting really good dope, it takes less than a year because it just you really burn because the good stuff will break it down faster, but you're like really amping out off that stuff and you're getting less sleep, you know, less food, less water, and your dopamine runs out even faster when the dope's good. Okay. But yeah, I mean, some of you probably already know all about that because either you learned it in school or looked it up or you were a victim of it also, you know. I remember the first time I took it, it was given to me by a 24-year-old woman. I was only 16, and she gave it to me and molested me. You know, of course, I enjoyed that because, first of all, first time ever feeling uh, the effects of meth, and that was the first time I ever had uh, did the hanky panky. So those two together, um, is kind of a lethal combination because it was extremely enjoyable, even though it was illegal because she was an adult and I was a minor. And so, of course, you can imagine, you know, those two together for the first time experience together on both issues. That's why it was an issue throughout my life because I associated a pleasure with it, and there's been many other times after that that those two went together. um, but besides that, it's still the same cycle. You get you get immune to it. You're using it just for daily, just to get through your days, and then you start to fall apart. So the song remains the same, regardless of what you're doing while you're on it. It still ends in the same result. You're all screwed up. Okay. So, just saying, just keeping it real, man. You know, keeping it real. That's how it works. And the come down lasted about 2 weeks. The first the first 5 days was the worst. Okay, especially like the first 2 or 3 days, bedridden, like fully bedridden, like you're sick. And then the week and a half after that, you're having issues, like just adjusting. Okay. Then after a couple of weeks, you're finally kind of like back down to earth. And then it takes probably about a couple of months to really get back, you know, grounded, and you start to get some dopamine back in your brain. You can enjoy a couple little things here and there. I do think it did some damage to my sinuses and my nose because I still get nose sores for no reason. I think it's the stuff gets embedded in your sinuses, and just over time it does come out, and I think you can still get nose sores from it. Um, I'm sure it takes a long time for that stuff to get out of your sinuses because you do that for a couple of few years, it gets embedded in there probably pretty deep. You know, I'm so glad I'm off that shit, man. I don't think I'd have my pad anymore by now if I probably would kept going with it because I probably would have lost my job by now too, and then everything would have fell apart. So that's pretty much what I got. I'm going to work here in a little while. I'm well enough. My bites are well enough to go to work. So go get this handled and get home. Have a relaxing evening. I'm not going to push it. Don't want to reinflate these bites. Um, I do have a couple of new ones I noticed that popped up. Must have been out. Damn it. Yep. Okay. Anyways, y'all have a great day. And I don't have nothing lined up at the moment as far as reviews go. So just hang tight, and we'll um, come up with something eventually. So I think Bubba got Craft Beer's got something up his sleeve. Gonna send me the beer he made for me eventually. I think, hopefully, looking forward to that. So y'all have a good day. All right, we'll catch you later. See ya.